Hello and welcome to Love Advice TV. My name is Coach Adrian and I'm here today to share with you a secret that your ex does not want you to know. We have been working with individuals to help rebuild successful relationships after a breakup, separation, or divorce since 2007. We have done thousands of videos on the topic of how to get an ex back. We have coached thousands of people from all over the world on how to rebuild a broken relationship. And we've seen patterns. We understand what works and what doesn't. And we also understand your ex's mindset, their aspirations, their fears, what they truly want from you. And in this video, I wanted to share a secret that your ex definitely does not want you to know. This may come as a surprise or as a shock to you based on everything that has happened and what your ex may be telling you at the moment. But here's the secret. The secret is that they probably still love you. That's right. No matter what they have told you, no matter what they've said and how they've acted, usually buried under a thick layer of resentment, anger, and despair, there's usually still love there. In most cases, it's not a love issue. It's a trust and happiness issue. You have perhaps been too neglectful, too distant. You stopped watering the plant of your relationship. And so your significant other stopped believing in this relationship. They stopped believing that you could make them happy. They stopped believing that you could do what it takes to have a fulfilling, healthy relationship. In other cases, perhaps you've been too needy and you lost your attraction power as a result, and they were no longer inspired by you. They did not trust that you could make them happy. Either way, love doesn't just disappear overnight. Even if they are disgusted, even if they're telling you that they don't want anything to do with you, the love that once was there is still there beneath all that resentment and negative feeling and emotions. Of course, your significant other does not want you to know that because they're afraid of what you're going to do with that information. You probably have made all sorts of mistakes, begging, being needy and desperate, not listening to them when they say that they need time and space or that this relationship is done for good. And so they're afraid of being too nice, of being too vulnerable, of telling you that they still have feelings because they don't trust how you may react to that. That doesn't mean that it's a cakewalk. That doesn't mean that they want to get back with you. Of course they don't. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be watching this video and you guys would be back together already. But it's important for you to know that the feelings and emotions are there. Even when pretty bad breakups have happened, I have seen time and time again that it's a gray area. It's not a black or white thing with love and with relationships. So what should you do with that information? Well, if anything, it should give you comfort and hope and enable you to be more patient with this breakup recovery process. We don't want to force them into anything. Trust me. You want someone to love you willingly, freely. You don't want to twist their hand to go back into a relationship. No one really, truly wants that. You may think that that's what you want because you're so desperate to not lose them. But ultimately, trust me, you will not be fulfilled unless they really, truly buy in. It's not a good feeling when you're in a relationship and you feel like you're the only one that has to do all the work. So, take a step back, take a deep breath, and let's work on overcoming our fears. Let's work on overcoming our lower nature and our ego. This fear that they're going to forget about you. This fear that they're going to just move on with someone else. We need to silence that negative voice in your head by overwhelming that voice with positivity and positive dialogue. If you don't believe in yourself and in what you bring to the table, how can you believe that your ex is going to trust you to rebuild a relationship together? So you must detach. You must show them that you have accepted their decision, that you respect them enough to give them what they want, even if it means not being together. And of course, you really have to be steady and accountable. You cannot tell them that you've accepted their decision and then blow up their phone or act jealous or reckless or have too much to drink and then, call them and say silly things. We don't want to make any mistakes. Instead, what we want to do is focus on our growth, on reinventing and redefining ourselves after this relationship. Who are you now? You need to discover who you are now that you are single. And moving forward does not mean moving on. Moving past the pain and the grieving process and reinventing ourselves does not mean not loving your significant other anymore. It just means loving yourself too. It just means having hope. It just means breaking free of codependency. That is absolutely necessary in order for your significant other to not only realize that they have feelings for you, but for them to actually be able to act on those feelings and to start to open up again. To not be as cold and bitter and defensive with you. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes it takes months. I've seen situations where it has taken years. But in other cases, when you do the work the right way, you can really speed up this process by turning inward and focusing on you. And we have a method to help you get there. We have actually coached, mentored a lot of people to successfully get back with their significant other. And if you click on the link below in the description box of this video, you will find a long video that explains this process thoroughly. But you have to be willing to do the work. You have to be willing to be patient, to work on yourself and to stretch your comfort zone. Just like when you are trying to exercise, get fit, or even lose weight and diet, it's hard. You have to push yourself. You have to push yourself past zones of, go through the discomfort and really challenge yourself in order to grow through the pain. It's the same thing with our heart after a breakup. You have to go through the pain and challenge yourself in order to get to where you want to go. If it was easy, you wouldn't be watching this video and you would not need to understand our methods in order to get there. So I know, I empathize, but you can do it. I've done it. Many millions of people around the world have done it. It's not the end of the world. You will get through this stronger and you will maximize your chances of getting back together, especially now that you know that the odds are that there are still feelings there, even if this person has been negative and said mean things. Sometimes they have to do so to protect themselves and to set boundaries. If you've enjoyed this video, please like it. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Don't hesitate to click on the link below if you really want to take it a step further with our free secret video. And as always, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support and keep fighting the good fight.